I'm Michael David with Eye on Sun Valley Sports, and it's my honor to welcome our athlete of the week and a future athlete of the week, Laurel Manville and her son Cooper. Laurel is the winner of the 16.5 mile Sun Valley Backcountry Run, the Mill Backcountry Run. Laurel, congratulations. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
And Cooper, thanks for being here too. 16 and a half miles in the backcountry, up and down. That's quite an accomplishment. Tell us that you even hesitate to drive 16 and a half miles. What about that race?
Well, that was definitely a challenge for me. That was the longest I had run since having him.
Okay.
So I've done a few marathons, but not for a few years.
Right,
Distance-wise, it was a little bit over my head. But I knew from kind of running the course in advance that I could do well. Definitely wanted to get that $100 at the top of Griffin Butte and accomplish that, and then just tried to hang on. She had originally advertised it as like 14 or 15.46 miles.
Okay.
And so when I got to 16, and I realized I still had a ways to go, I was like, okay.
Right.
So my watch registered actually closer to 17. So it was a long morning out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you're relatively new to living here. You and your family moved here from Portland.
Yeah.
Is the altitude something too that you take into account in your training? And
I feel like I'm acclimated now, but definitely the first few weeks, especially before I was kind of more on a work schedule and before he was in daycare, I was doing a lot of stroller runs.
Okay, right.
On the Wood River Trail, and just like pushing the stroller we live in Haley, so it's a little bit lower, but pushing the stroller at 5,400 feet or whatever it took me a little bit to adjust.
Sure. Do you think though too, you've been a runner for a long time, we'll talk a little bit about that, but do you think that running at this altitude makes you a stronger runner, like if you go back to sea level or other things?
I mean, I haven't gone back since I've moved here, but I did get a free entry into Chicago Marathon.
Okay.
So I'm considering doing that. I mean, I've all but booked my plane ticket. I have a place to stay and everything, but I think that I'm really curious to see what I can do at sea level after living here and training here.
Right.
So, I mean, we'll see.
Sure. What sparked your passion for running? You've been running since you were in high school, you said.
Yeah, so I mean, in 8th grade, I ran a decent, back when there was the presidential physical fitness test.
Oh, right, sure.
I ran a decent mile, and so our cross-country team in high school was really in need of people, and so my middle school gym teacher was like, hey, you should check out this girl. And so, I mean, I was a dancer and did ballet.
Yep.
Like, I had just won this ballet award in 8th grade, but my parents and I had to kind of make the decision, because I also grew up in a small town, and so I was going to have to travel, not quite as far as like driving to Twin, but driving an hour 2 or 3 times a week if I were to get to the next level for dance.
Okay.
And then I started running cross country, and I liked it, and we didn't have to pay or travel for dance, and so it was kind of
the family enjoyed
a win-win.
It is, and that's a cool thing about running.
Yeah.
It's kind of a low budget way to stay in shape and have fun. When did you know though that you were good at this, and that you would be competing at a pretty high level?
Well, I mean, that first year cross country of freshman year high school, again, small town, small team. I was a freshman, and my probably good friend on the team was a senior, and we both qualified for states. And then I ended up beating her at states, which was kind of a big deal. And so that was kind of, a hint that I was going to have a future in this. And then that track season, our team did well, and we won, or we were top 6 in the state, which meant we got medals in the relay events, the 4x4 and the 4x8. And so that was kind of the start of kind of getting a sense of winning.
Right.
So then we just kind of went from there. And I was all state in track from like the 4x4, 4x8, 800 mile, and then in cross country as well in high school.
Sure.
I mean, West Virginia is a pretty slow state in the grand scheme of things, so it was a big eye-opener.
Slow in terms of the competition? And,
time-wise,
okay,
yeah. So I went to Virginia Tech as a walk-on on the cross-country team, and that was a pretty big eye-opener for me because the other girls that were on the team, like even some of the other walk-ons, like from the schools in Northern Virginia near DC and stuff, were really fast. Right. So I was on the team for a year in college, but I was injured, and then I changed my major and had to do this pretty intensive summer studio, and I ended up quitting because I just needed to focus on other things.
Right, but I would imagine you'd never quit running.
Yeah,
that
I mean,
was always...
I did take like probably a couple years off, just like in college. I did other college things like studied and partied and spent a lot of time in studio because that was part of my major.
Yep.
But then when I had an internship after my junior year and had kind of a full-time job schedule, like 9-to-5 job, I was like, oh, what do I do in my free time? How do I meet new people? So that was kind of how I started running again.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And now you're a mom too. how does that all fit into continuing running and competing?
Honestly, it's been a challenge. Like, I wasn't one of these people that decided I needed to run all through pregnancy. Like, I have a lot of friends that are like, oh, I ran 5 miles every day.
Right.
Or I started running 3 weeks postpartum. It's like, that's, in my opinion, that's not something to brag about, and you just need to like listen to your body.
Yeah, sure. And listen to Cooper, right?
And so I just took my time like coming back to it after having him, and living in Portland and working at Nike, I was able to run on my lunch break, and so that kind of allowed me to get back into it a little bit without being, without pushing him in the stroller.
Right.
Because we lived in a really hilly neighborhood, so the stroller sometimes was
that wasn't
impossible.
a great option, right?
But you know, my husband's very supportive, and we are, one of our hashtags is Team Manville on Instagram. But
nice.
so we support each other. He's more of a biker, but also runs, and I also bike sometimes. So I think one of the biggest challenges is just figuring out the trade-off.
Sure.
And not being able to do as much, like especially like mountain bike and stuff together.
Yeah.
But we'll find a babysitter and go biking every once in a while.
That's fun. That's great stuff. And what an area to be in, right? To raise a family and to bike and run and enjoy. So it's great to have you and Cooper. It's good to have you on too and hear about this. Congratulations, and we'll hopefully continue to watch your running exploits and your parenting exploits too.
Yeah.
in the future. So congratulations again, and
thanks
for being on. And Cooper, thank you too.
Well, thanks for putting up with the little guy. No, I definitely want to get more engaged with the running community here, or even start up more of a running community here.
Oh, fantastic.
So
Great. Well,
if anyone out there is listening.
well, they will be, and that's a great thing too. Anything I think to bring young families like yourselves into our community, and it is such a wonderful place to be. So enjoy, and we'll spread the word. Okay, Cooper? Thank you. My guests have been Cooper Manville and Laurel Manville. Laurel, again, the champion of the backcountry run. Thanks for watching. We'll be back after these messages.
Eye on Sun Valley's Athlete of the Week is brought to you by State Farm Insurance. Patrick Buchanan, agent.
As a family doctor, I see patients of all ages with sports injuries and repetitive use problems. I'm Dr. Tom Archie, and I'd like to introduce you to the Class 4 cold laser. I often combine laser with acupuncture and physical therapy to enhance the healing of sore tendons, ligaments, and joints. Research indicates the Class 4 cold laser may speed recovery from concussion as well. It's safe and innovative. Visit us at innerhealthmd.com or call 208-578-4550. Family medicine like it used to be, affordable, personal, and looking to the future.
Welcome to the Board Bin. Since 1988, the Board Bin has been supporting Sideways Sports with the best selection of snow and skateboards in Idaho. We have a great variety of rental packages of top quality to choose from, and so much more. The hottest in snow sports, fashion, a women's boutique, an extensive shoe collection, a kids department, and even bathing suits. The Board Bin. Fun in the sun, fun in the snow, gifts for the entire family.
Eye on Sun Valley, daily local news from beautiful Sun Valley, Idaho.